Hey, what's up, guys? We're entering week 8 here. What day are we? I think we're Tuesday, but we're heading into the 8th week. On Thursday this week, things seem to be holding up relatively well. The only thing I've noticed is, whoa, let me zoom out here, guys, is this guy right here. He tends to close up at night, so he has me worried. But as soon as I turn on the light, he's a mushroom, I was told. He spreads back out, right? But you can see our red leg crab. That little guy cost me $10 Canadian, but he's been in there. He's been doing all right. We got a couple blue leg crabs and the Mexican crabs. I always worry about the pistol shrimp that's in here. That's, I've heard that when they get hungry, they can take out your crabs, but you guys can tell me. As I said, we still have one conch snail hanging out up there, haven't replaced them. But the one thing I was going to ask you guys, again, I'm 8 weeks into this. I've been thinking about getting a bubble coral. And I'll post it right above here in the video. I'm going to try to edit it because I visited this aquarium shop and they had this glow-in-the-dark green bubble coral. And I was like, man, that is so cool. I really want to get it in the tank. But of course, it comes down to let's play things slowly, right? Take it slow so that we don't essentially, set the ecosystem off in a way that's going to be detrimental to our livestock. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to pay, 70, 80 Canadian dollars for a bubble tip coral and then have it not survive, right? So do you guys think at 8 weeks, it's too early for me to get this bubble tip coral up here? I'm going to try to link it in the video. Forgive me, my editing skills are not the greatest, but just wanted to get your take, because what I've read is that the tank has to be at least 6 months mature before I can start introducing some of these more, let's just call it cooler looking corals. I don't know how sophisticated it is, because I heard that it's, or from what I was reading, was that it's kind of like medium difficulty. You got to make sure that it eats. You got to make sure that its flesh doesn't get punctured. You have to give it enough space. Is there anything else that I need to do for a bubble coral? I would imagine that I need to spot feed them. To be honest, I haven't done a lot of reading. I've just looked at them and been like, oh, wow, I saw a white one. It was cool. And then I saw the glow-in-the-dark one, and I was like, man, this is something that I might want to consider. I mean, check out this goby. He's hungry. I haven't fed them yet, guys. But we're going to get to that probably towards the end of this video here. But anyways, leading back to the bubble tip coral, as I mentioned, I plan to take a trip to my regular aquarium shop. I don't believe they have the neon green ones. I'm hoping that they do. If not, I'll go back to that shop that I have in the previous video here. If you take a look through our playlist, you'll see it there. Outside of that, is there anything that I need to know about bubble tip corals? Do I need to get them any special food? Do I need to spot feed them? I think they'll pretty much eat anything I put in there. If I put in brine shrimp, I think they'll just absorb it. But do I need to dose the water with any nutrients? Like what do you more experienced reefers recommend? Obviously, I'm going to have to switch from the tap water to distilled water. So our next water change, we're going to do that. Guys, as I mentioned, we have some browning kind of along the edges of the tank. Is this something that I leave on there, or do I get more snails to help deal with that? As I said, right now, I'm liking things like my son's asking me to put a firefish in here. And I just think between what we have in here, the two clowns, the goby, the pistol, and the snail and the crabs, I'm thinking I have enough in here for now. As I said, I don't want to increase the maintenance in the tank. I want to keep it as minimal as possible and have it looking good. As I said, outside of this browning on the edges of the glass, that's pretty much the only thing I have left to do. Another question for our more experienced reef keepers is the bubble tip coral, in terms of introducing it, I've read 6 months. Is that similar to what we would see with an anemone, because we were also considering a bubble tip anemone, but then I've also heard that you have to give them enough room and provide enough flow. As we've seen, I don't have the wave maker running right now. I tend to find that the clownfish are able to move around easier. I know that in the wild, obviously the ocean has a lot of current. So, it seems that when I turn it on, they kind of just hang out around here, but they don't really move to this side of the tank. And when I have it off, they're able to swim back and forth. And that's why I've been keeping it off. Everything seems to be doing okay. The torch is okay. I was thinking about getting a neon green one. Wish I had done that from the outset. But this one's doing all right. As I said, it's been pretty minimal maintenance. Do these tentacles grow, guys, or is it just me? Is everything getting bigger? I mean, the biggest initial surprise, and as I said last week, was the shrimp shedding its skin, the cleaner shrimp, and realizing that it leaves that behind just as a freshwater shrimp would, and that the skeleton, the exoskeleton, was enormous. So he's grown significantly. I was thinking about getting a firefish. Is that too much? Do those get too big? Do any of you guys have those? At any rate, there's a lot of things we could get for the tank, but as I said, my main priority right now as a beginner reefer is to keep stability in the tank. Have you guys, when you started the hobby, did you take it slow or did you add quickly? If so, what kind of issues, if we add too quickly, what kind of issues can that result in? Obviously, it can crash the tank, but what have you guys experienced? Put them down in the comments. If there's any recommendations of things that I should avoid as a new reef keeper, put them in, right? I mean, you guys mentioned distilled water to me. I'm going to be using that moving forward, right? RODI systems, of course, great idea. They do cost money and take time to set up. I understand in some cases they have countertop ones, so maybe that's something I'm going to look into. Because of the power head blowing too heavily, I'm probably going to get one that you can adjust with a remote, so I'll look at upgrading that. But for now, I'm going to keep things as it is. But if there's anything else, right, I think we've also had the mention of water top-off units, and so I started researching that and seeing that there's electronic ones and manual ones that are real simple. And of course, if I'm going to go away on vacation, I need to automate some of these things, including a feeder. So maybe one of the first things I'm going to buy from Amazon will be a feeder. And I've done a little bit of research in that regard, and they can range something. Somebody in the comments recommended an Eheim feeder, and it was something like I think like between $60 and $80 here in Canada. They can run a little higher, but then the non-branded ones that still have very good reviews on Amazon are around 30 Canadian dollars or about 20 USD. So maybe I'll give one of those a whirl, but what I've noticed about those is they're mostly for pellet. So like what we would feed our clownfish, and of course our fish are going to eat the pellets. But if I go away, let's say for 10 days, like typically I feed these guys brine shrimp, and that's why he's hanging out here. This goby, he knows he's hungry, he's waiting for food. If I put some pellets in, he's gonna go right after them, and you'll see, oops, sorry guys, because I'm trying to open this with one hand, you'll see how aggressive, how motivated he is by the food. And so let's just check it out right here. I just put a few in. You'll see that one drop. He's probably going to find it, or maybe not. He missed it. Oh, but there's the pistol shrimp. You guys see him in the background. But yeah, I'll feed him some brine after this. He may just be guarding the pistol because it's out right now. And as you see, he'll quickly, well, I can't believe it, he's out right now. He's usually very cautious, and he'll run back into his hiding spot. So he might just be on guard, doing his thing as the watchman is supposed to do in the wild, the beautiful symbiotic relationship. So it's interesting that the pistol is out. Maybe he's hungry, and we see him He's kind of in that cave, and he'll probably continue to hide out. The goby just got something there. And it's so funny because you get to see the cleaner shrimp clean these fish as well, and it's been a pretty good combination of livestock that you've had. For those of you with Fluval 13.5 gallons, what is it that you guys are keeping in your tanks? Is it, do you guys have clown combos? Do you have other pairings? What do you got? I mean, as I said, my son really wanted the Watchman and pistol combo. And, you know, after getting it, it was just such a cool thing to see them work together, and it helped scape the tank in a natural way. As you see all of these slopes, all of these caves, this is the pistol shrimp's work, right? At the end of the day, you know, we ask ourselves, why are we in the hobby? It brings us something, right? It brings us relaxation, joy, a challenge, new experiences. There's a lot of things that we can do for hobbies, right? And, you know, at the end of the day, life is short. We can talk about doing things, or we can actually take steps towards doing them. It looks like the goby, I'm not sure if that was an accident, but he bit the shrimp and off he goes. It looks like it's so interesting to watch this. But yeah, clearly he's hungry. I'm gonna feed them some brine shrimp and go from here. At any rate, guys, it's been great connecting. Looking forward to what you guys recommend and any feedback you have. At any rate, have a wonderful day, and I'll be posting that video of the visit to our aquatic shop very soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day.